It's all right. We are live. All right. We got TLTG for Ross Carlos in the building.
What's up, my
This
man? I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man. This is a thing I'm trying to actually test out. Maybe it's looking for the long run, getting
Mhm.
fragrance reviewers on here because I've noticed a few things. It's kind of getting the trend of like live streaming is up there now,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's fun. You don't have to run out of ideas. You can just piggyback off other questions, or you don't. We always revert back to fragrances, even though we get off topics. So
Yeah,
so
when I get on streams on my channel, it's the same way. We'll start off
yeah,
on topic and go somewhere else and maybe veer back. That's the fun of it.
that's the beauty of it, and
Mhm.
I think that's the a way for as we speak for the next few years, I guess, until that gets oversaturated. so
Yeah, it's
but
early stages for the fragrance community right now.
yeah, it is but so typical questions. We'll get into the juicier stuff later on, but we'll just get into like some common stuff that I would ask anybody else. But first, since we're fragrance reviewers, what is your scent of today?
I actually didn't bring the bottle. I should have brought the bottle right here with me. I'm wearing Ormond Jane Montebaco Verano.
Okay.
So
There's
it's
so
very
many of
citrus. Yeah, this. It's got its own line of Montebaco fragrances. It's the only one I've tried.
Mhm.
It's definitely a great all around signature scent. If you're looking for something that's real woody, it's a little
Okay.
earthy, like the tobacco in it comes off a little smoky on my skin. It's a lot of iso super, so that's where that smooth wood tone kind of comes in.
Yeah.
Uh, it's really nice, man. It's very smoky on my skin too. Surprising. Apparently, from what I've gathered, I'm one of the few that it does that too. It's just my skin chemistry, apparently.
Right.
But it's powerful, but not too much. So I really, really enjoy this fragrance.
I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna write that down after the stream because now you sold me on that. Yeah. I'm
It's worthy of a sample. If you've
okay.
tried any of the others in the line, this one's a
Uh,
little bit more earthy, from what I understand,
Uh-huh.
and it's definitely worth a sample.
Yeah, I'm all about like woody fragrances. So I mostly wear like woody, like that kind of like balsa wood kind of
Mhm.
fresh. Sometimes mostly to the office and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's kind of my style too. Is the more
Yeah.
versatile stuff, kind of my
Yeah,
styles.
it's mass pleasing. I find woody fragrances mass pleasing too. Not only aquatics and
Yeah.
citrus fragrance. So woody, not fresh, spicy. Mostly woody fragrances are you can get away with them everywhere.
Well, you
So
can dress those up a little bit more too than an aquatic fragrance. At least, I
y-
mean, you can wear whatever with whatever, but
yeah,
it suits it better. You can,
yes,
and something that buttons up goes better with a woody fragrance. You know,
exactly. Here we got Stacks in the building. Let me put up a thing. Yeah, I'm actually. You know
Stacks,
what? Yeah, Stacks. he's
my
uh
guy.
he's a, he's a good guy, man. He's
My guy.
actually one of the guys that jumps on here on. He's my regular, So
Mhm.
because dude, I am still kind of new to this, so I'm still building an audience, and you know how that goes. So.
Yeah,
What am I wearing? I was gonna wear my fragrance, Darna, Mr. Elixir, which is basically same thing as Dior Sauvage Elixir, but with our twist. But I am wearing the for Central Obsessions King of Kings, which is
King of
basically
Kings. Yes,
yeah, that
the
stuff is
13ZZ01 batch.
yeah. Oh yeah,
That's the good stuff, man. Oh yeah, I
yeah,
know that
man.
fragrance very well. The Central
I've
Obsessions version.
I've been
I'm
wearing
on my second bottle of it.
yeah, man. That's
Mhm.
when I got some from Kevin Hall, I was like,
Actually
dude,
got a package from Kevin right here. I haven't opened yet. I've had it for like 3 days.
oh word, man,
Yeah, I
lucky
got to do another
you.
video.
Yeah,
He
I
sent
did
me some of
actually.
his hybrids this time around.
Yeah, he's been coming up with some new stuff, right? Because I've seen him post on his page, and I've been trying to do what I can do and share on my page too.
Mhm.
Whatever to
Yeah,
help.
he's
But
got some
yeah,
new bottles and new labels and stuff like that. He's kind of switching it up.
yeah, he had one with the skull. He had one with some other like artistic. I wouldn't say
Mhm.
Ed Hardy stuff, but with his
In
own
that
twist.
vein, though. Yeah, in that vein.
Yeah,
I was thinking Ed Hardy when I saw some of them.
right.
Yeah, you can't help it. It looks that way, you know?
Yeah. And I think there's a woman in one too. So, but yeah, this winter I've been rocking his cognac batch 2. Man,
Mm,
that
I
stuff
have that.
is yeah, that stuff cuts through the cold,
Yeah,
especially
it's his version of Angel Share, I believe.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
because I have the batch one and the batch two. It sent them together. The batch
Yeah.
two is definitely a bit better. It's a little more boozy on my skin.
Exactly, exactly. It has a little like a rum cognac kind of,
Mhm.
raisin like resin kind of.
Yeah, because the
But
batch one's a little bit sweeter than batch 2.
yeah, yeah. I
I
smelt
find
it
anyway.
vaguely. I smelt it vaguely the first one, but I just fell in love with the second one, and I actually I don't know if a female ever did a review on his, but I was like, you know what? I had Morgan, the girl that used to come on my channel,
Mhm.
and I was like, let's do because I looked up all of the reviews that other people. It was all guys. So I was like, let me see what a girl thinks. So I brought her on to do a review on his, and she loved them. She loved
Mhm.
everything, not over exaggerating. I was like, oh shit. So that even like made me more of a fan of his fragrances too. So
Yeah. Well, that usually ladies' reactions. I mean, it matters to most, you know.
oh yeah, we're gonna get into that, man. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna for about fragrance I mean female fragrance reviewers
Mhm.
entering the men's fragrances, because I don't see that around, basically, like men doing all women's fragrances. You don't see that a
I
lot.
dabble
So
in it. We'll talk about it later. I'll tell you
yeah,
my take on it
yeah.
later.
It'll probably be in like in the fucking, I mean, don't let me stop you, bro. You can talk. You can talk.
Well, I
We
mean,
can
I
jump. This
could
is
while it's fresh on my mind, I did a video of women's perfumes that I enjoy wearing, and it did
yeah,
okay.
right.
And I haven't done a strictly women's perfumes videos like some of my wife's favorites in a while, and
Uh-huh.
usually they bomb when I
Oh,
do them.
really?
Like they do less than some individual reviews will do. Because usually,
Fuck.
individual reviews don't do nothing like a list video. But that's kind of been historically, I've done maybe a dozen
Yeah,
specifically women's fragrances videos, and they never really do that well.
yeah.
Because I think most women don't care what I think. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So that's just
Because
what it
they're
is.
because they're the
That's what I've
they're the
gathered from
prize.
my experience.
Yeah, they're the prize. Honestly, not saying it. Just I honest to God, there's only
I mean,
probably
there's
two.
some, but it's like,
Yeah,
but at the same time, my audience is like 96% male, according to my
right,
videos. So
right. Yeah,
that
yeah,
plays into it as well. I would really have to focus on that for a while to really try to expand my audience to more
yeah.
females for it to really even be worth the doing on my channel for the most part.
Yeah, yeah. The reason why I never did it, it's just I'm not a big fan of women's fragrances. I just don't like them.
I like
There's
certain.
there's only two of them. There's only two of them, I would say. And I think what is it called? Moscow Mule from Juliet Has a Gun. That's
Mhm.
good. What else?
I have a handful of Juliet Has a Gun fragrances.
Yeah, actually,
That's
most
kind
of,
of like my women's perfume brand that I
yeah.
enjoy the most.
So you enjoyed them too, right?
They're mostly marketed to women or unisex. Like
Okay,
Lipstick
so
Fever is like one of my favorite fragrances. That's clearly for the women. It's called Lipstick Fever for
I
God's sake.
smelt it just this
It's
weekend.
a great fruity iris. God, it's good
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah, I just smelt it. I happened to walk into Sephora this weekend, and I was like, yeah, let me just revisit Moscow Mule. I don't know, for some reason it was just right there, and I
Mhm.
saw the lipstick. What is it called? Lipstick.
Lipstick Fever.
Fever. Yes, yeah,
Mhm.
and you get that iris, that like lipstick waxy. That I
Mhm.
love.
I love
That.
it. I
Yeah.
love it. It's good
So
stuff. The violet they used really is a really good supporting note. It doesn't have too much of a violet smell. 'Cause
yeah.
how violet can have that kind of Fahrenheit vibe going sometimes? Does it
Yes.
have that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, you got that. I would say some I used to love believe it or not, Jennifer Lopez Glow.
Mhm.
For some reason. I just like,
Smell that, or at least I don't
yeah.
think I have.
What you used I remember the date it came out. I was like, I don't know, like 21 or something like that. Was like back in when Jennifer Lopez was in her height, 2001, 2002.
Early 2000s. Yeah.
Yeah, and celebrity fragrances at those time, I remember what at least hers used to perform. I
Britney
did.
Spears fragrances were like super
Yeah,
sellers back then too.
yeah. You
Those
remember
were
when
sellers back
Jordan came out? You remember in the 90,
back in the
90s?
90s, yeah. Oh, yeah. I had a
Yeah.
bottle when I was a kid, the original.
Yeah. I mean, I bet there were so many better fragrances, but
Oh,
at
God, yeah.
that time, but because of it was just Jordan, and like now it's just like tacky to have,
I
even to the
I have a
mainstream.
bottle. I still wear it here on occasion just to smell it, but it's not something I'm like, "Ooh, let me wear that today."
Nah,
You
yeah.
know?
The only, yeah. The only one, Legend. I like Legend.
Yeah, that's the one I do reach for more because it's so good. It doesn't even fit the line, really.
It doesn't.
Like, I'm kind of surprised it's a Michael Jordan fragrance when you smell it.
Exactly. It would be up there. Yeah, it would be up there by
You
like
think sport fragrances when you think Michael Jordan fragrances. You know what I mean? That's a sweet gourmand.
Exactly. It's sweet and it performs for $7.99 at
Eau de
Ross.
Cologne, and it performs. Thing. It's a weak concentration, and it puts out.
Yeah, man. They're at I think they're at Ross at for $12 or something.
Yeah, the $12 was what I paid for it a while back.
$12.
I grabbed it at. It was at Ross that I grabbed it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the only ones that have. I bought 3 of them. I bought 3. Well, actually, I bought 1, and then I was like, "Damn, dude, let me just go." Because everybody, I remember vaguely, a few reviewers were like, "Oh my god, this is the best Michael Jordan review." And I looked for it forever. I never bothered to look online. It wasn't like on my mind, but it was right there, and it was just okay. Let's get it. I looked at the price. I was like, "Shit."
Well, those little travel packs you can get, the little half-ounce bottles of them, the little plastic ones. I went through 2 of those before I finally got a bottle. So I've had over the years. I've had many sprays. I still have one of the little travel atomizers that's got like half of it in there.
Right.
But it's like you finally see the bottle and you're like, yeah, why not? I could do that first with $12.
This is and the price, like you said, it's just that's my selling point right there. Ross, have you always liked fragrances? I mean, what's the first fragrance you ever wore, and when did you become? I mean, let's talk before the whole YouTube thing and everything.
So the first bottle that I recall getting was the little dome bottle, a splash bottle of Pierre Cardin back when I was a kid. I don't remember the exact age. I think it was around 8 or 9.
Okay.
And I've always related smelling good to dressing up, even as a kid. And once we got into like 5th or 6th grade, right around 6th grade, that's when Tommy came out. Tommy got real popular. And that was the first fragrance I was like, ooh, I want that.
Yes.
And it was Tommy, Nautica, the original, which is now dubbed Nautica Classic, and Polo Green. I had all 3 of those. That was my little collection I had as a young, preteen into teenage years. So even back then I had more than one fragrance because you could understand what's, just smells dressier, I guess you could say, is how, if you don't know the terminology and stuff, that's the thought process is this smells like I need to dress up with this one.
It does.
Polo Green, that's what Polo Green was for me.
Yeah, Polo Green was I always, it reminded me of like, I want to say, because it's just so masculine. Success. Just that
too.
Yeah, like that Kentucky Derby kind of like success money, but then of course you can dress up going to the office at those times, because I remember wearing that, and I had this talk with Mr. Smelly. Angoro, they don't make it anymore. They make Angoro 3, which is another like old school, like I don't know, like polo greenish kind of, because I those back in the days fragrances were like kind of that one way strong, light a match on your chest kind of fragrance, put some hair on your chest
kind of stuff. Yeah.
And I wore it. I remember it was 1993. I wore it to school, and I offended even the guys, even the teacher. He was like, dude, they made me change my my shirt and everything because it was too strong. It was too strong. Yes. So
rocking a powerhouse to the elementary school.
Powerhouse to the elementary. I think that was like 3rd grade or something like that in the 90s. And then plus in the 90s, fragrances performed. It wasn't
there was no niche market like it is now.
Yeah, exactly. Now fragrances. Yeah, now it's everywhere. It's like so hard. Like every time I think about like, okay, I just got this one, now I'm on top. Something else comes in, like, damn, man, that's gonna make a hole in my pocket again. So, but yeah. So, but when I started doing like really getting into fragrances was around the Tommy times, because that's when I started. You start 6th grade.
You start wearing your polo shirts and stuff like that to go to school dances and all. That's what it was for me. How old are you, Mo?
I'm 37. I'm around your age.
We're the same age.
Yeah. So remember, Tommy was big.
The same thing for both of us. Yeah.
Return of the Mac was big. The song Return of the Mac. And if you didn't dress up nice, nobody would chill with you. Basically, I remember it was just that shallow.
You couldn't just walk around in Umbro shorts all day.
Yeah. Remember those
were hot back then. Too.
Yeah. Jinkos. Jinkos and Jordans. Talk about Jordans. and Scottie Pippens with the
Yep,
the air
air up
shoes.
tempos.
Yeah, up tempos. Yeah,
Mhm.
man. So if you had all of those Adidas puffy jackets with the the
God, the
black and
90s were
white.
so good.
Oh man.
God, the 90s were good.
Yeah, dude. People, and smelling like Tommy Hilfiger and
I love Tommy Hilfiger.
CK1, bro. That
I
brings
just
me.
put it in my spring cheapy video, man. I always have Tommy, even though it doesn't smell
Yeah,
exactly the same like it did. It's
it
just
doesn't, right? A little
it's the
bit
90s to me, man. It's the 90s in a bottle, more than Aqua de Joe. I
more than.
love that stuff.
Yeah, and the other one, what is it called? Hugo Boss, the one that looks like a flask bottle.
Canteen, yeah,
The canteen.
yeah. Hugo Man.
Yeah, I remember I was in the elevator in 1997, and you remember when they used to put like the fragrances in the they used to actually give you like one vial in the magazine sometimes,
Yes, yep.
right?
I remember.
And I remember I remember that little vial. It was a little vial, and that thing used to perform at that time. But now, no.
Yeah,
It's a
it's a different
whole
world now.
different world. But yeah, and it just shoots me back. I like 2 years ago, with me and my friend, we were talking about the 90s, and there's still powerhouses right now that's still like Jean Paul Gaultier, but they don't perform as much anymore, bro.
Yeah.
I remember that thing too. The JPJ used to stay on your skin 24 hours, literally
Oh, it was
20.
crazy. It was
Yeah,
crazy. I had some friends that wore it, and I just thought it was too much. I didn't like it when I was a kid.
right.
I
You
like it
didn't like it,
now.
of course,
I have
right?
a bunch of stuff that smells like it now, but I didn't care for it back then. It was smelled weird to me.
Yeah,
At the time, I didn't realize it was the lavender mint vanilla combo. I
yeah,
didn't like that back then. Now I love that kind of stuff. Eros kind of falls into that too, the mint vanilla kind of thing, you know.
right, right. Yeah, it came. When did it come out? Come out in 95, right?
Yeah,
95.
mid 90. I would say I may be wrong here with 97, but 95 sounds like it would be
I
better.
I think so because I was
97?
revisiting Al's videos, and he did that whole top 90s, and I believe because I'm doing a live stream with him this
Yeah,
Friday.
I saw you got one for Friday scheduled with him.
Yeah, and he's actually, not to get off topic, but he's actually the one that made me start this whole YouTube journey. And the
Al's cool
first,
as shit, man.
yeah, man, I
Just like
looked at him.
when I met you in New York, that was when I met him.
Oh yeah. He's actually the one that gave me a free ticket to go to Scent Explorer 2019, the good old times.
Yeah. Back when we all got together, yeah.
Where everybody got together, everybody can get together, everybody
Mhm.
didn't have masks. It was a beautiful time.
Oh, the scent cloud in that place.
Oh yeah, you remember?
Couldn't smell anything. I kept going down the elevator to go outside and get some fresh air, man. It was just so crazy.
Yeah,
And everybody wearing something strong and everything getting sprayed. It was
it was like if a regular person walked
Jeremy
in
walking
there,
around spraying everybody's hand.
everybody, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he actually that day gave me a free bottle. He was like his
Of
last
office.
bottle.
I
Yeah,
remember.
man. And like that day, I always liked him. I never had anything because sometimes, of course, people, I'll tell you straight up, man, they just hate on him because he looks good. He looks good.
He's
He does.
wild on camera too. And as you know, you got to meet him. He's nothing like that.
No, he's actually that just like, because I told him I really like your fragrance. Alpha One fragrance is kind of based off his Office for Men. What
Mhm.
of course our little twist with that Embroxen bomb, because that's just right there. I love that. It's all fresh and you're just gonna get compliments throughout the day. But anyway, so I was like, I told him straight up, I just love, and I think I was just beginning. He just started releasing his fragrance, I think.
I think date was on the horizon at that point because he was
Okay.
spraying date out of a little vial on certain people.
On that day, right?
Yeah, like it was about to come out. Office had been out for a little bit.
Right. Oh shit.
Like
Okay.
the
Okay.
Office had been out for like a month or so, maybe 2
And
months.
this whole thing seems like it was just yesterday, bro. It's
Right?
been like, yeah, man. It's been what, like 2017? Because that's when I
That
started.
was 2019.
2019. But when we started, you started.
No, I started 2019. You were already. I
Yeah.
used to watch you on your rack store hunts because
Yeah.
you would influence a lot of my purchases at the rack store. I'm like,
The
okay,
rack
so
store.
that's out there. Let me go see if it's at mine.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a good. Yeah, they still do good anyway. But yeah, that's
People love the rack store hunts, man.
man. That's
They're
that.
not what they used to be though.
No, they're gone. I always walked in there and
Like even
I,
shoes. There used to be all kinds of cool shoes. You ain't shit no more, man. I don't want Nautica shoes.
no, yeah, Nautica shoes and Polo Sport.
Yeah, it's nothing. Ain't Nike nothing. Foam posits popping up. LeBron's.
Yeah,
that used to
man.
pop up.
They used to what is it called? The
Boost
Boost
stuff, yeah.
Boost. I still have
Used
a
to have
whole
all
bunch.
kinds of different models of Adidas Boost, and then nothing now, man.
It was so good. They would give like Foot Locker a run for their money
No,
sometimes,
40,
right?
$50 and you
50
walking
bucks.
out on clouds.
Exact cloud.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. I swear to God, what like yeah, it's 2022 now. Last time I saw TJ Maxx that good was I think the beginning of
It was
2020
before the pandemic.
before yeah, before
Yeah.
2019,
When I was in
2000.
Texas, because I moved here in November of 2020.
Mhm.
So when I was in Texas, I had a ton of Marshalls around me, and I was always finding stuff that helped my channel grow in the beginning. I was hitting the rack stores and doing these first impression unboxings
Yeah.
all the time because it was always something good to find. It's just not
Yeah.
like that anymore.
Yeah, they're the ones that actually I was everybody goes there. You know, just regular people that I met in Marshalls too, like people that make $100,000, dude. They were like, dude, again, you can furnish your house, decorate your house. I mean, do everything and same quality, same everything for why spend all this?
Yeah,
That's why
why?
all the well, that's why Macy's is not why do you think Macy's has their own version
Yeah, this
backstage
came from
now?
Marshalls.
Yeah,
This polo.
yeah, this Marshall's what is it called Lucky Brand or something. Lucky Brand
Yeah,
is a pretty good brand,
yeah, they
good
always got some pretty
quality.
good stuff. As far as clothes, they always got some pretty good stuff. As
Yeah,
far as
yeah,
stuff I like, anyways.
yeah. You can always kitchen stuff. Forget about it. Candles.
Joggers
Forget
for
about.
days if you like joggers.
Yeah, jogger. Calvin Klein's and all that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you like that brand, they always got Calvin Klein hoodies and pants and t-shirts
they
and
do.
jackets, all kinds of shit.
They do Adidas, but yeah, the
I
TJ Maxx.
figured me and you would chop it up about rack stores for a while because that's
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Rack stores. There is this documentary I was watching. It's called the what's it? Damn, what's it called how the rack stores, TJ Maxx and Marshalls and etc. survived the retail apocalypse. You know, why do you think? Like I was about to say, Macy's is struggling and they had to build their own version of TJ Maxx, which is called Backstage. Yeah, but still, it's still not backstage prices, man. You know, there's
It's not the same, but for people that aren't in the know, I'm sure it helps Macy's. You know what I mean?
It builds
People
traffic.
like you and I, and a lot of the people watching the stream right now, understand they're doing that to try to compete, but it's not going to be the same type of stuff. They're just putting the stuff that they can't sell for nothing to save their life. The stuff that would be on the sales racks, they created a separate segment for, basically.
Yeah,
it's a marketing.
Yeah, exactly. They're and then you got Nordstrom Rack too as well.
Nordstrom Rack from time they're expensive with some of their stuff, but
yeah,
you can find some decent fragrances here and there still at Nordstrom Rack.
You find those gems that we always talk about, like the I found shit. What is it called? Not Ferragamo F Black, Bentley Intense. I found and then the Dunhill.
You find the Bentleys, Tommy Bahama fragrances. Pension you need St. Bart's, go to Nordstrom Rack. They always got it.
St. Bart's, yes.
Lamal. They always have 75 ml bottles of Lamal.
I just picked up. They had we're talking about like those gems or the ones that you can't. What is it called? The Hanamori.
That's where I got my bottle from.
Those are talk about the 90s too. 90s, yeah. But it doesn't perform like it used to. So that's another.
It's still decent on me. I have the EDP. The floral come out a good bit on me. That tart fruitiness and the white floral kind of creamy powdery smell comes out a lot on me. I get like 8 hours out of it.
Oh, really?
Granted, this bottle, I got it. I was in Texas. This bottle is like 2 or 3 years old.
Okay.
I don't wear it that much. It's right over there. I can see it. It's right over there.
Yeah. I have. Yeah, I bought mine for like $20, but it was like
That's
only
all
$30.
I paid, $20, 30.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. I gotta check that out too. No. Do you find fragrances when they sit longer on yourself or something, they get better in time? Do you find that? Yeah.
Some do. They'll get richer.
They get richer. Yes. Yeah, that's what I've been realizing too.
What it is what I think anyways is because the top note's always the first to go. The citrus will spoil first. Right. Granted, that takes years. And I have a St. Bart's bottle. Speaking of St. Bart's, it's like 8 years old. It hasn't spoiled yet.
Right.
But I think it's in the process of the citruses starting to spoil that it starts to get a little bit richer and deeper in the top. Right. So it may be, for lack of a better term, almost like a mind fuck, where it's not that it's really getting richer, it's that the notes are starting to change because they're in the process of spoiling a little bit, because the citruses always go first because it's such a light oil. You know,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
the
That's
woods will
yeah.
stay good forever, pretty much.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because some of the darker ones of mine too, they just got better. And like you said, like certain ones, not all, some of them are still
I don't.
shit, like like whatever. But and then I did video again. We're just this is how we piggyback off these things.
Mhm.
But it's fun. It's fun. We're gonna resort back to what we were talking about. Um Club De Nuit, I don't know if you know about this, right? You remember how that there was this whole debate about the silver cap, the black
The
cap,
silver
right?
atomizers, yeah.
They used to perform. The new ones do perform, but the trick is to it, and it does work. And you can go to some like Reddit forums and stuff like that. That's where I found it, and it's 100% guaranteed. You can try it and you can back it up if you want.
Hmm.
You shake it up. You shake the bottle up.
Hmm.
For some reason, I don't know if all the elements sit in the bottom. It's not like mixed up properly, or the new process because they mix so many of them now. But once you shake it up, then apply it. Shake it up like 3 good times or 4 good
Mix it up
times.
real good.
You will see it
Hmm.
stays on your skin just like the original.
That kind of makes sense. I
You
could
will
see
see.
how that may work because it's a cheaper made fragrance to begin with. I mean,
Yeah,
what do those bottles really cost them to make? $2 a piece,
$2,
packaged
$3
and ready to go.
maximum.
You
And
know,
and we made them popular. We made them popular throughout the
because
years. So they
my bottle's still like a 2018 bottle. It's not a silver atomizer, but it
Mhm.
performs great. It's
Yeah.
dark and smoky. I had it long before I started my channel, and
What
I don't know
happens?
about the newer ones though.
No, the newer ones I
Because I
have.
know you messaged me. This was a while back
Mhm.
about you had found the spot to get some of the older bottles. You remember
Right.
that?
Yes. And I bought 4 of them and I went through them like hell. Even though they performed, it was actually I bought 3 of them. I gave 1 to my friend and I had 2 of them, right? So what happened was I told somebody and he bought like all the rest of them. And then the guy found out that he had like 2 more boxes. I think he was a fragrance store that was closing down or something like that.
Mhm.
And he found out somebody told him, "Oh yeah, these are very expensive or something like that because this it was the 2017 or 15. I don't know what version it was. I think the 2000 something like that." And then
Older
he
bottle.
upped, yeah, he upped his
Yeah.
price. He upped his price to like $60 or
Shit.
$60. Like shit,
Caught on to what he had.
caught on, and I was dumb. I was gonna pull the trigger on all of them. He had it for $25 each,
Damn.
or something like that. So
Damn. You could
that's
have
the
resold those.
I know, and I was thinking, dude, I was like, "Yo, should I do da, 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 da?" But no, it's all about. I'm just think I'm speculating here. I think because now they're popular, and you can get them in some outlet stores now. What is it called? Club De Nuit. That's how popular they are. That they're mass producing them, and they're not doing them right. I think I'm not sure. You know?
That makes sense though.
Yeah.
It really does. The mixing around to get them to
Hmm.
perform like the older ones, that actually does make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Because with higher quality fragrances, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. But something so cheaply made,
Yes.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
I'll buy a bottle because Steve's got some in stock right now. I think for like $30. I'll
Right.
grab a bottle just to see because
You
it's been a couple of years since my last bottle, which I don't need a bottle.
right.
But I get asked about the newer ones pretty often,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't be a bad idea just to see. I mean, it's $30.
It'll
I
make
could
a great
I could
video
use a
because it's a
3-pack,
popular
you know?
fragrance too. It's a popular fragrance, and they're like people like really do want. I to my friend because he knows the whole trick too, and he was wearing it 2 days ago because he was gonna go to a meeting. That's his
Mhm.
office scent. So he put it on 2 hours. 2 hours later, I walk in, and I'm the whole office, which is we're here, was reeking. I'm like, dude,
I
that
bet.
shit is performing. And he was like,
Mhm.
yeah, because of the shaking. And one more thing, just to make a long story short, I realized too, before I even knew this, which made sense why to shake it. So when the whole new black tops came out and whatnot, it didn't perform in the beginning, but the more you pick it up, the more you put it down towards the middle, it always started performing. And then I was like, oh, now it makes sense because I've been picking it up, shaking it, picking it up, just accidentally, not knowing.
That does make sense.
Yeah. And
I
when it
believe
gets
there's
to,
some merit to it. Am I gonna
yeah,
say 100% the reason change is happening?
right.
Not necessarily. I mean, can we really confirm something like that?
No,
But it sounds like it could hold some weight to that
yeah.
being the reason that it all of a sudden starts performing better.
Right. Yeah. I did. I think it was like one of my biggest videos, and everybody, and I'll send you the link. Everybody in the comments were like, "Dude, it's yeah, you're right, you're right." And I was like, "Oh
I'm gonna
shit, okay, then I'm not on
I
me."
don't
So
need to try it with this bottle, but I think getting with a newer bottle. That'd be
yeah, try it with a newer bottle and test it, and maybe, like I
How the
said,
hell I'm gonna do it with this bottle just to see. Who knows? It may be ridiculous.
I am telling you, bro. I'm telling you,
Because this
you.
bottle does like 12 hours as it is. This stuff's
Oh
super strong.
yeah.
I got a strong ass bottle.
Well, when you shake it, even on my shirts, a week later, it's still on my shirt. That's
Jesus.
how good it is. So,
Wow.
yeah. So I'm kind of probably,
Necessary.
yeah, yeah. No, you don't need that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I just saved. Well, first let's see if it works. It works for me. We'll see after you. Then
Yeah, I'm gonna try
if
it
it
out.
works, then I think we saved the Club De Nuit.
We're the saviors. Yeah.
The saviors, yeah, they gotta give us some money, bro. All right. So let me see. Okay. Now we're gonna get into some a little bit juicier stuff. So, so where is Fragcom going, and is it gonna get oversaturated, or is it oversaturated as we speak?
I don't think it's oversaturated. I do think with the heavier amount of fragrance channels now, it
Mhm.
makes it harder to stand out and harder to grow.
Mhm.
Because like even when I started, there was a certain crop at a certain point where,
Mhm.
and since then, I mean, it's been almost 3 years. July will make 3 years for me.
Okay.
It's been shoot at least 100 channels that I know of have
Yeah.
started since then. You know what I mean? So it's a good and a bad thing. It adds to the community. It is the inevitable, and it's good for the space as a whole because
Mhm.
with more people coming in, creates more awareness, more
Yes.
personalities for the viewers to find relatable. Like there's somebody out there for everyone, or there's a few people out there for everyone at this point.
Mhm.
You're not limited in your choices. There's so much more opinions if you value any of these opinions, like you're looking for advice. There's a lot more out there. I do think it's a good thing as a whole, and I think we're not even remotely close to touching the surface on where this is going to go long term,
Mhm. Mhm.
because more and more people are appreciating fragrance for what it is and treating it more as part of their wardrobe these days instead of something they just naturally felt they needed to spray on. They're getting more into it, more in the
Yeah.
artistry side of it, and there's so many options out there in the market that it intrigues people. People like
Mhm.
variety. People have a collector's mentality more these days. There's more
Yeah.
collectors in this world than there ever was 20 years ago.
Of course, yeah, because of the online. I mean, if you think
Shout out
about
to
it,
Trey. I see the comment. What's up,
yeah,
Trey?
Trey Senses up here. Shout out to Trey and Miami Cuddles, Mr.
Neil.
Smelly. Yeah, everybody's up here. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll read the.
I have the comments off. That way I could just focus on you. Because if I have the comments scrolling to where I could see
You're
them,
gonna
I'll
be looking.
constantly be looking. I want to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
focused
You
on
can
you.
do what. This is your stream, buddy. You can do
Oh,
whatever
no
you want.
offense to anybody watching. You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
I haven't chopped it up with Mo in forever.
yeah. It's.
So this is
I
good.
think maybe we vaguely talked about a year ago or something like
It's
that. We
been
were
a
talking
while.
about cars or
It's
some
been a
shit.
while. Out of the blue, shit. It was 6 or 8 months ago. Out of the blue, I
Mhm.
get a message. Hey, brother, you didn't forget about me, huh?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Channel grew and you even forgot your friends, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
We were.
shit, my bad, man.
I remember we were like last time we were chopping it up with like seriously chopping it up. It was when TJ Maxx had what is it called, Abercrombie Fitch First Instinct Extreme.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was hot around. Like I could not find it. I was hit. You were buying bottles like crazy of that shit.
Yeah, because they were.
That and Aqua Atlantique. I think that's the two bottles I've seen you buy more of than anything else.
Yeah, and they had the yellow, the
Yellow
Atlantic used to have
tags.
the yellow tag, and you used to get the travel one too with it.
Yep. I still haven't opened that gift set. I still have
Oh,
that gift set sitting there because I still have like half of my 50 ml. That's the
yeah,
downside to having so many damn fragrances. You
yeah,
know,
I,
if I had
I,
20 fragrances, I'd have probably went through both bottles by now.
yeah, definitely. I still have, ever since I started, I still have fragrances I never even touched. There's like probably an inch of dust on them, but I
Yeah,
never
same.
touched.
There's certain things I'll go back to. I got to dust the bottle off first, wipe it with my shirt. You know,
Yeah, I was even considering like, dude, should I sell some? But then I know as soon as I sell some,
you're gonna want it.
you're gonna need to do that video, whatever it is that fresh, and you're like, dude, or a comparison to the new flanker to this one. So So I'm like, you know
And
what?
then you're on video saying, "Well, I had a bottle and I got rid of it, so I can't really
Yeah.
use it in the video."
Yeah, so it's like, you know what, this is my kind of my investment. It's making me money. It's making me, the channel grow. So just look at it like that. Don't sell it. I don't need the money. Maybe down the road. So we'll see. But all right. Yeah. So for me, I used to think it's oversaturated because it's just left and right. But then I think a few months ago, I realized I was like, you know what, this is pretty good that people are starting because people are starting to compare it to like when I started, nobody was really watching us. But the thing is, I'll tell you, my views kind of my views kind of dropped, which I used to drop a video, let's say um the beginning of 2020, whatever. I used to drop a video. Let's get like probably in a week 1,000 views, which is I was cool. I was cool with that.
Mhm.
But now, even with the rack store videos, and I'm just thinking because it's a lot of traffic, maybe 300, 400. But we'll get to a secret what gets me to 1,000 real quick. And that's coming down the line because I don't want to ruin that. But yeah, there's that's why I'm live streaming because I was talking to Miami Cuddle, shout out to him. He was like, I might have a lot of dead subscribers, meaning they just want me to go to TJ Maxx or to do this,
Dude,
So
I can tell you firsthand, like the majority of what gets watched, like
Mhm.
stuff that'll get to 14, 15,000 views in 10 days has the word cheap in it.
Okay.
It's just what it
Yeah.
is. Whereas when I do something that has the word niche in it, it's
Mhm.
usually like a fifth or a sixth or even a seventh of those views because
Yes.
the bulk of my audience that I grabbed over time are more interested in the cheap fragrances. I don't want to just talk about cheap fragrances all the time. Do I love them?
Right.
Sure. It's the
Right.
core of my channel, but I
Yes.
like to talk about other things. But that's the thing. Once you get kind of, it's easy to get pigeonholed.
You're
When
right.
enough people like a certain thing from you, they're only going to watch that certain thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
makes complete sense with what you're saying because it's kind of like that with me, where they only want the rack store videos from you. They only want the cheap and rack
And
store.
the cheap, and like you get them, or if you order like a cheapy arm off or whatever, they can eat that up all day,
Yep.
especially if you bring a beautiful girl with you, which I
Mhm.
did, and cheapies, those are
It's a
one of
mean
the big.
combo. Women's reactions to
Whew.
fragrances. That's a mean combo.
Yeah, I have one. I did one that was the summer of 2020, even though we were in the height of the pandemic. I know this girl from the area and stuff like that, and I was like, "Yo, listen, you ain't doing shit, you ain't working. Come do a video with me down the fucking the park or some shit, you know?
Camera.
Yeah, let's go. I'll pick you up in the Supra. Come on, let's go." And she was like, "All right, let's go." But yeah, so I picked her up, and I remember the video, and now it's I don't know, like 15,000, 16,000. My biggest video, surprisingly, was Zara fragrances. Zara fragrances,
Mhm.
66,000 views,
Shit.
77,000 views. Man, I didn't even check, and that was like months ago. I checked. Maybe it's up to 100,000.
Because it's
So
cheap fragrances.
it's cheap fragrances. I just never liked them because they never performed. There's only one that performed.
All the time. They don't interest me, so I don't
They
spend.
don't interest me because they don't perform. They're just like, okay, they look good in the beginning, but they don't bring nothing to the table, man.
Mhm.
So to speak.
But obviously people want to see it because
They
that's
want
your
to see
biggest
it.
video. And literally, it's not a daily thing, but at
Yeah.
least once or twice a week, somebody asks me about them in the comment section.
Right. Yeah.
So I
I,
know they want to see it. It's
yeah.
just I don't want to do a video just to do a video. I want to enjoy it too. I want to
That's because it's a hobby
gotta
for us, right?
interest me. Yeah, it's got to
Right.
interest me too.
It's not going to come out naturally for me and like have that enthusiast about it, like, oh man, like I do about like, let's say central obsessions or whatever, this and this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
Because I know Zara fragrances, by the time you spray them in the store, you're walking out, they're gone. I mean, at least on my skin, they're gone. But yo, there's only one, and when they ask me about Zara fragrances, there is only one that performs and gives me about uh, a fair 5 hours, which is the Zara Palo Santos, and that is an amazing smell. Palo Santos, it's in their like very expensive line, which is $30 a
I was
bottle
about to say
instead of
30 or $40 for them. Huh?
$40. Yeah, like real
Yeah.
nice bottles, and it's called Palo Santo's, very smoky, woody. Again,
Woody.
I love woody, yo.
Palo Santo is a very popular incense to burn.
Yeah. So
Wood.
Yeah, I always explain Palo Santos because they do it like in church. They burn in church. Like Muslims, they do oud in the mosque. So that's and oud. It's a big, like, kind of a holy for Muslims, and they weed out like the bad energy and stuff like that from or in the household. So just the same thing as the Christians, because they're all basically the same Abrahamic religions. So they all have that same style, but now they're just putting them in fragrances and they smell amazing, I think. So but yeah, so that's that. I just tell them, like, yo, just get if they still make it. I'm not sure. I still have a bottle of it, and
I've been to their site. They got a ton of fragrances on their website. Now it's been a few months since I went, because I went look, and it's like, okay, enough people have asked me, let me at least check them out. And I mean, if you go off a note breakdown, sure, there's a ton of stuff that'll look good to you. But
yeah,
I've heard enough from enough people about how they're nothing special. They're super synthetic. They're weak. And it's like, why would I spend my money on that when people I trust have told me it's not worth spending?
It's not worth it. Right. And even though it's like, you can get a nice raw fragrance that perform, or just add like 10 more bucks and get a Club De Nuit. Shake it up though.
I mean, for under $40, there's a lot of options that are
man. Bentley Intense, shit. You can
definitely Bentley fragrances. Bentley and Mercedes, you can do great with those.
You can do
that's Ferrari's got some solid ones. You want to just talk car companies specifically,
Yep. I'll tell you one thing off, and we'll get off this Zara tip topic.
That's the fun, man.
It's fun. With Zara. Okay, so I walk into TJ Maxx and I find a whole Zara line, but not from the US, from Zara, from Europe. I don't know how they got there. The Zara fragrances from Europe, because they had like the UA, I was called the Oro sign in the back and everything, and I never seen that bottle. It's a different bottle than the North American Zara, and I still have it now. It's called, I'll take a screenshot and send it to you. It's because I still have to unpack. It's a new place, and that one performs. All of them performed compared to this. So I'm thinking
that room you're in, that's upstairs at the new office, right?
Yes, this is the new office. We got like a bigger conference room. We're gonna set up a podcast. We're gonna get into some like RP, because we're trying to venture off, right? Because this is the time right now to start.
Now's the time.
Yeah, man. Podcasts, everything. Because every channel that I know, and I know some of the bigger podcasts like Fresh and Fit. I don't know. Did you get a chance to watch them?
I haven't watched them yet.
Okay, no, it's all good. It's all good. No, I
was on Joey's stream the other night, and Neil's comments on screen. Neil mentioned Fresh and Fit.
Fresh and Fit, yeah.
I told him I was going to be doing this with you, so
right.
Watching that, we gave you a little shout outs to Mo, great guy.
yeah. He was see, he watches them. He's down there in Miami, and I know them. I became good friends with them, especially Chris.
Well, I know you sent me those pictures of you in studio with him.
Yeah, we're chilling. I'm actually going back down there for it's called the CMC for masculine excellence. It's a all men's group, and they talk about like how dating, and so we'll talk about it off live or whatever, because people get triggered, whatever, this and that. But it's all just like the difference, the hypocrisy and the stuff like that. I had some clips to show you, but I don't know if you wanted to see them. But it's just they're the biggest they're the second biggest podcast on YouTube right now. So they grew under 1 year, bro. 1 year.
They got like 600-something thousand subscribers in a year. That's crazy.
In 1 year. And they always
controversial topics and hard opinions and stuff like that. People like to watch stuff.
They love it. They eat that shit up. Well, that's the whole thing. They don't want, and speaking of if it doesn't bring drama, another thing that's popular is short videos now, man. Nobody is gonna sit there and watch 30 minutes of, I don't think they can even do 25 minutes. Maybe, maybe not.
Well, some do. I mean, like today's video is doing well for me. It's my cheap spring list. It's got 1,000 views so far. It's almost a 30-minute video. It's because I average about 1.5 to 2 minutes per section per fragrance. You know what I mean? So it shakes out to around 30 minutes.
Right.
But the bigger chunk these days is 15 to 30 seconds.
Yes, 15 to 30 seconds. I was, again, like I said, because I'm starting this whole live stream, and of course I'm gonna do reviews, and I'm thinking about, should I do just only 5-minute reviews? Because I've seen a few channels just do 5-minute reviews, but I was like, dude, that is not enough time to show your true love and passion.
You're being too technical in a shorter video. You're getting to the point, and you're not getting to be yourself, like you're saying. Your personality is, it's hard for your personality in 15 seconds unless it's just a little quick one-liner kind of thing.
Well, even
review, it's a couple of minutes, you're going over the technical things of it. It's just, for me, like when I do an individual review, I'm looking at 8 to 10 minutes.
Exactly, like at least 10 minutes.
The way through? No, but I average about 40 to 50% of the amount of time in the video will retain the audience. Which is great. YouTube's target spot to help you is if you're 40% or above, and it's 40 to 50%. My audience will stay for the video. You're not really getting me if I cut it short. You're getting the information you might be looking for, but you're the information how I would prefer to give it to you. Sense.
How to execute, or that niche or that comfort zone that you need to because I thought about it, because even like I said, like 15 seconds or even like 5 minutes, it's, if you're doing a video, 5 minutes goes by 5 seconds. Right. Like if you're on if you're just chilling like 5 minutes on a regular day,
a timer and just just like I do, I have an idea of what I want to do, I press record and I go. If I was to set a timer right before I did that, and all of a sudden it starts beeping, I'd be like, well, I didn't cover shit yet.
It did nothing. It goes by super fast, like you were in the time. I mean, what's it called? Wormhole or like a space, or a black hole or something. It's like, what? How did 5 minutes go by, or 15 minutes? Like,
quick, man.
I would have some, videos with some, like, dude, half an hour.
Shit, I gotta turn to fragrances. People can find this information. They can read this information. They're coming to a channel for a fragrance channel to see that person and get their opinion with their personality, because they like that person.
Right.
That's the majority, especially people that are going to come back over and over, people that are subscribed to you.
All right.
They're coming back for you. They really, certain fragrances they're more interested in, but for the most part, they're coming back for you. They want to hear what you have to say. They could get that information from a Fragrantica or something like that if they really wanted to. They just want to hear your take.
Just like a good example, because if I want a good laugh or something, Cuba knows. I go up to,
it's pure entertainment.
It's not even about the fragrance anymore, especially with his friend, with that guy, his friend. It takes me back to high school. Wild. And I
forgot his name. What's his name? Does it start with a J?
Jay. I think is his name.
No, it's not Jay. Shit. Now I gotta look. It's
look.
Pull it up, because they just did a video a couple days ago.
And they're so on point. Their jokes just fall into place, bro. Like perfect, I know that's their natural.
The chemistry's great.
Yeah, man.
I want to say
Ja. Because it reminds you of Ja Rule or some shit like that, bullshit or something.
I knew it started with Jay.
Yeah, Jay. I thought it was Jay, but Ja.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Oh man, he's hilarious. Those funny.
They play well off each other. They really do. It makes for.
It plays perfect. I'm like, dude, even if I wanted to try that shit, you can't, because that's not. You like it, you get it, but if you try, it's not gonna be authentic. You know what I mean? It's like whatever. My jokes don't fall that hard, that good. I'm funny, but not that funny.
They're some funny guys. That's just who they are.
Exactly. So they're up there. So shout out to Cuban Nose and Ja. Everybody else. Yep. All right. Let's move in on. Let me see. All right. Let me see. Best place to buy fragrances, like the best price. It can be a website or in person. What's that
me,
you know of?
Personally, it's not just a bias because he's my friend, but his prices are some of the best on the internet. Would be Kingdom Fragrances with Steve. When he has it in stock, That's usually that and Aura fragrances. I've
Okay.
noticed to be the two best spots as far as pricing. They sell
Okay.
out quick, so inventory becomes an issue because so many people will go straight to them. Like
Yeah.
with Aura fragrance, for example, every time they have Cedrat Boise, it's like $68, $65.
Oh shit! Really?
It's
Uh,
super cheap. Yeah. Same
uh,
thing with Steve. When Steve gets something, it's usually one of, if not the cheapest spot you can get it. Because
right.
Steve's
Right.
not doing it to make a killing off of people. It's kind of fun for him for as busy of a lifestyle as he has. You know,
Yeah.
Fragrance Fanatic.
Yeah. Yes. 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 I do. I
It's
came
kind of
across him.
a communal thing for him. It's helping the community. He makes a couple of dollars. He's not getting rich off of it.
Right.
I mean, you don't do something for free when it comes to
Yeah.
business like that, but he gets it for a good price. He sells it for the best price he can. That's why he
You
doesn't
can.
do coupon codes because he doesn't have the room to do it. He can't
Right.
10% off because he'd lose his profit.
Exactly. It's just gonna be right. Okay. Shit. That's good to know. I'm gonna wrote that down. Yeah. Yeah. I always just. I always dabble. I go back and forth. Probably just go on. Not well. What is it called? I used to do on eBay, but eBay
I do a lot
has
with eBay.
changed. Yeah, it's you can find them, but I don't know if they got smarter compared from back in the days. But I'm back and forth. Sometimes Amazon is pretty
Amazon
good.
has it here and there. You just got to find the right
Yeah.
seller, just like with eBay.
Yes, that and just word of mouth. Sometimes I go off. So it for me it varies. It depends. If you just put in the time, you're definitely going to find the best price, even if it's like
Fragrance Net is not what it used to be. They had a buyout
yes.
like a year and a half ago or something. They're under different ownership now.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so their prices went up.
Oh,
Even
no,
with the
fuck.
35% off code, they're still more expensive than a lot of places. Now,
What?
if all you can do is find it from them, it is what it is. It's still cheaper than retail, but their prices are not as competitive as they used to be. I hardly ever buy anything. I'll buy from fragrancebuy.ca
Yeah.
before I buy from them because at least with fragrancebuy.ca, they'll get a lot of stuff discounted before everybody else does.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah.
as
No.
long as you buy 5 fragrances, it's free shipping to the US, which I'm
Okay. So it's five for. Okay. Okay.
not buying anything online, just 1 or 2 anyways. So
Yeah, that's me too. It's like 3 or 4 or 5. You know, yeah, 'cause I walk in the mall and again because of the prices on this topic, I'm like, dude, how is? I'm sorry to say, I love the mall. I love walking through the mall. It just brings me back to my youth. You probably get the same thing, but it's sad. It's bittersweet that they're closing, and like most places, if you ever watch Dead Mall series on YouTube, this guy walks through malls
I've
and
seen
like
it.
it's like very nostalgic and stuff like that. But I'm like, dude, you guys got to either move with the times or the times move you or something because there's a store
Sure.
that yeah they want $80 for Club De Nuit. $80 a perfume store.
Because some people don't know any better. A lot of people
Yeah, I would be surprised.
don't know any better.
Yeah,
But at the
I'm like,
same time, we're getting to a point to where most people are going to type it in a search bar these days on their phone first anyway, even
mm,
people that aren't into it like we are, just the
right.
average consumer. And they're going to see it for $31, $32, $38, $28 and be like, well, they can't all be fake. Why is yours $80?
Yeah,
At
yeah,
least one of these, because they're going to assume it's fake because it's cheap.
yeah.
When if they just they'll start doing a little bit of research. Next thing you know, they're on YouTube, they're on Instagram, they're doing it's a gateway into this, honestly. But
Yeah,
the average consumer, even though they're not necessarily in the know like we are when it comes to finding the best price, it's so easy. It's not like it was a couple of years ago when that
right.
was the natural instinct. Now it's the natural instinct to type it into a search bar before you
Yeah,
trigger.
yeah. I remember like we had this again too, this topic with Mr. Smelly. It was just like yesterday. If you wanted to go on YouTube or Facebook, you had to check it from a laptop to check a message. It was like 2009, 2010, 11. I mean, this smartphone shit is still brand new. If you really it's changed, it globalized the world. It's everything is in a heartbeat. I mean, you can find anything, and like even my parents are still amazed till this day. It's like, dude, you can, like we have people overseas, family and stuff like that, and it got to a point that we don't even want to talk to each other because you talk to them like face to face every day, but compared to like back in the 90s or early 2000s when you go back back home or overseas to see your family, they miss you. They're like, oh my God. But now they're like, all right, whatever, it's basically they're there. So it did change the world, bro. And the one thing is why it's still good to like continue doing this reviewing and stay on this platform or whatever, see what the new trend is. I think 65 or 70% of the population on the planet is only online. So we still have, I think, about 30 or 40 to 30% people that still don't have like internet, which they are in the next 10 years. So
yeah, it's being forced. It's getting to be where you have to have it.
You have to have it.
But surely you have to have it.
Even in the Middle East, from where my parents are from, man, they already have 4G, 5G some places.
See, these phones are part of what makes seeing your brother with the mini hoop possible.
Yeah, dude.
For those of you that haven't seen his brother online, if you've
so
videos with the slow-mo are absolutely awesome.
Yeah, so videos. Awesome. Yeah,
I didn't even realize it was Mo's brother until he sent me a picture of his brother. I'm like, holy shit, I watch him all the time.
Yeah. yeah. He even had a hard time. Like he's been doing it since 2014 or 15.
Well, I've seen him sporadically over the last couple of years, but now you know how algorithms define our world. I see him all the time. Once you start liking some of the posts and all, they start feeding them to you.
Yes,
and all the time, and it never ceases to amaze me because I love the shake and the slow mo and stuff like that.
He's funny.
He's not dressed to be playing basketball. And the funnier part is it's a mini ball with a mini hoop. It makes it hilarious.
Yeah. The whole backstory. He wasn't even gonna do that video. I think that made him go viral. He was about to. I don't know, because if you go back to his early work, but I think he took it off because it's not necessarily. It was just like his. I think he still saved it or archived it or something. But he wasn't gonna do that video. And but he just decided because he didn't have anything else or not a skit to do or whatever. And who made him viral? Not Will Smith. Will Smith came after because Will Smith talked to him. He talks to Drake because they love his work.
He blew up. Like when you sent me that picture, I was like, "Holy shit, that's your brother!" I know exactly who that is.
I was walking with him in the mall 2 months ago, and he gets stopped. Like, I can't believe it, bro. I'm like, dude, you're
these videos.
Yeah,
badass.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I don't fathom that my little brother
got to be one of the top 5 mini basketball players on the planet.
Yeah, mini basketball. Yeah,
and so good at it.
Yeah, so and his luck came, he went viral, man, with Will Smith, Drake, who else? Damn, man, I think he went like 7 or 8 times and still going viral. I think there's this what is it called? Page called Bleacher Report that shared him. It's a basketball or something like that. Yeah. Yes, Bleacher Report.
They're like a subsidiary to pretty much. They're like a baby ESPN's. How you can look at Bleacher Report.
Yeah.
After, but it's very similar.
Yeah, it is right. And I started, and that's I think that took off his whole thing. And then of course the local news here, because we rarely get somebody that's famous besides Dave Chappelle out of Washington D.C. Yeah, so he was all over the local news, and he just opened a restaurant now down in D.C. It's called Halal Wrist. It's all halal kebabs, gyros, and he's doing good. And we're gonna do something together. I was just waiting for the right time because with the whole fragrances, because he loves his friends. Who doesn't love a good fragrance, basically? Yeah, right. And you can tell even fragrances just in general are getting big. Like you said, if you walk into Target now, or if you walk into, and not to veer off topic, this is how these things do happen. But if you walk into Target, or if you walk in now, like the men's section, we have our own section. We're like,
we got a whole aisle now.
Yes.
And depending on the Target, it's 2 aisles with some pods in the middle.
With Duke Cannon. Yes. Cremo, all these nice Harrys.
There's a ton of companies now.
Yes.
Men's products have expanded greatly, and fragrance is part of it.
Right.
And that's the thing, when these men's products brands that are mass produced at these big box stores like a Target and a Walmart and stuff like that, and they're making their own fragrances, that's expanding this, because once you get that $20 fragrance at retail, $20, maybe you start to get the itch to want to move on to something better. And then here we go. That expands
Yeah.
into the designer market, the niche market, going down the rabbit hole on YouTube, all
And
this.
right.
It's all good for the space. It's all good for
Yes.
the space.
Yeah. Yeah. The internet had a lot to do with that whole thing. It's not taboo anymore. Men are taking care of themselves just
Yeah.
as much as, you know.
Traditional shaving is bigger than it ever was back when it
Yeah.
was just in the bathroom thing that guys didn't talk about. They just did.
You shit, shower, and shave. But
Yeah.
it was. That's how they. It's simple back in the days, you know.
Mhm.
But now,
Now
yeah,
you
you
got
got.
guys with variety. They're pampering themselves a little bit more. It's kind of their
Yeah.
own personal spa in their bathroom, you know?
They're looking good, man. Some of these guys, like, damn, man, they're like
You
better
look like
looking than women, you know.
trim up. I need to shave, you know?
Yeah, I need to.
Oh,
Yeah, I need to. I need to get a haircut, man. I was just been being lazy, but yeah, no. It's everywhere. Forget about the beard butter. You can find all types now.
unreal. And then that's the
So
thing. Once you go to the big box stuff, the mass produced stuff, the next thing you know, you're wanting more. What's out there? You're looking at the artisans,
yeah.
all that stuff, you know?
You know, again, I was gonna tell you right now. You can even. It's so big now that you can even find them at the discounters. They're all over the place. You know,
I see
all
promo
types.
stuff all the time.
Yes, real good stuff.
Conditioner, hair creams, the body bar, the exfoliating body
Soaps,
bars, everything. I see all that.
soaps.
That's
Yeah.
another aisle behind the fragrances.
And their prices are amazing. They're still like, what the? That's how big this thing is. They're hitting the discounters, but it's a big thing. It's getting there. And I was gonna. Well, it's a dumb question, but I think I'll just answer it for the both of us. We did some. You probably did your marketing and looking into this. I think this is the best time to start like a fragrance brand or something. You know what I mean? And because Darna is I took a hiatus a little bit, you know, just because of with the whole move. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna drop some money in it? Because it does cost a lot of money to market these things, man. You know, advertisement alone is the big chunk that takes your money, you know, but it's all worth it, man. It's all worth it because right now, it's time to get into that train, jump on the subway. Everything is moving, you know, and we've been we're about to do a relaunch. I think probably next week. So I have most of the lab here and in there too, and we got the perfumer that's gonna start coming here instead of doing it at his place. So we're doing this thing right. We're throwing a lot of
for real.
yes, podcast. This is my office slash kind of studio. This and this that.
It's badass that you're doing all of this. Seriously.
Yeah. It's like, why not? And we're not only you can see like
in another room where you live, but to have an actual office space with separate segments for different things. That's
right.
Awesome.
Yep, and we have a sales rep, a salesperson that's going to start doing, because if you're going to do this thing, you got to do it right, man. Yeah, you can start it by yourself, but if you have
get fed.
Yes, exactly. So, like I said, if you have the money and stuff like that, and we're gonna start doing down the road, like of course, we're gonna do some collabs. We're gonna go down and work with a lot of barbershop channels, dating channels, men's channels, and that's what actually is gonna lead me to my next question. So is it do you think it's good to like bridge your channel, like, or to get more success? Do you think you'll have more success for anybody else that doesn't struggling or whatever to collaborate with other channels, barbershop channels, fashion, watches, whatever? What do you see? Do you think that's a good idea, or
I do, because it's all intertwined together.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the way I view fragrance is it's part of your wardrobe and part of grooming at the same time. So when you take those two avenues, that can go with anything related to apparel and style. That can also go to anything related into grooming, barbershops, like you were talking about. Anything that men have to either feel good about how they look or take care of how they look. And the scent goes right along with that. You want to smell the part, look the part, feel the part, walk the walk kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It all ties together. There's nothing wrong with it being like your channel doesn't have to be strictly one thing. If it all intertwines in some way, why not? Because your audience may be interested. Maybe it's a smaller portion of your core group. like with the training reviews I do. It's a very small portion of what I have that gives a shit that I'm doing that, but I'm enjoying it, and it's part of the expansion I'm looking to do long term.
Right.
It will grow over time, but expansion, I believe, is always a good thing. Collaborations are always going to be important, even if you don't get an immediate boost of some kind right away. Once the content's out there, and these videos will build over time. Once it's not in a YouTube recommendation after a week or two, after it falls out of favor with YouTube, then it falls into new subscribers going back to your older content, YouTube search terms. It builds over time. It's good for everyone involved.
Right. Okay.
I think collaboration is a necessity in a sense.
Yes. Yeah. Just to piggyback off that, I think hell yes, because since I've been known Fresh and Fit, I send them like our fragrance, and my Instagram grew within about a few months to 22,000 followers, just because of them tagging me about 10 times on their channel and stuff like that. So if you can spare a few bucks of fragrances once a month and collab, because it's the thought that counts.
That's next level, because they have the type of following that you can't expect from most people that are dedicated to talk about fragrances. Channel or on an Instagram account. They have a different type of outreach.
Right. Yeah, he even had 6ix9ine was because they had him on not the podcast, but he was up there chilling because they're friends with DJ Academics, and they were like, bro, where do you get that fragrance from? I need to order some. So I'm expecting a order from 6ix9ine and DJ Academics. So so that's how it starts. If you clever, you never know, bro. You're like, oh yeah, man, and if you're not making any money, and this is what I say right now, because I compare to back in the days, how people used to, because now anybody can be somebody, anybody. If you're not making any money, or at least you're trying to, it's your fault. Now that's how I think online, it's just so easy now, man. If you compare, I mean, like, who would know me 10 years ago, 15 years ago, or us, or whatever? I mean, and even if you wanted to be somebody, you had to go to Hollywood or fucking really bust your ass. But now you're in the house and you can do whatever you want. And if your content is trash, it's trash. But just learn from it and try to get tips and or do whatever. But the whole let me tell, the information is out there, bro. There's no reason not to be successful or to start something, nowadays. So
and that is, it's no, like, if things aren't popping the way you had hoped, or it's not really falling into the outlook that you envisioned, what can you do differently? It all comes down to the same old tale of finding that mirror to look in. Right. Another person's channel has nothing to do with the success of yours.
Right.
What you do on your channel, does it appeal to a certain group? Does it appeal to a large amount of people? Does it appeal to a small amount of people? You have to really analyze everything you're doing. And once you have the ability to step outside of yourself and look at you from a viewer's perspective, it can really help you out with the expansion, really, to achieve your goals. Just like you were saying, at the end of the day, if you're not happy with where your channel's going or your content, it's no one's fault but the person creating and publishing the content.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. There's in the fragrance community, which I don't I realized this, and if they, of course, if you're doing it right, if you have haters, you're doing it right. That whole model. That's how they say it, and blah blah blah. But again, it's like, bro, the best way to do this, if this is for anybody that's gonna start, don't look at anybody's channel, because it might naturally get competitive, and I'm not gonna bullshit. Hell yeah, it's competitive.
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. I think I'll just go. This is just information, and like from what I learned and throughout the years, go with some blinders on. Don't pay attention, because when you pay attention to that shit, you're just gonna be toxic. It's not gonna motivate you. You're gonna be like,
bitterness that doesn't even.
It's
You know?
like, dude, you're gonna start downing yourself, like what the fuck, and then once you start downing yourself, then that's the death of you right there. Once you start, but once you just don't realize whatever, because dude, you're gonna find your niche. First, you find your niche, and then when you find your niche, and you do this, then you look at the puzzles, you fit the puzzles, and you just run with it. You know,
Yeah,
um,
once you captivate a small amount of people and
right,
you understand based on their feedback and what you see what your appeal is, you know what to run
yeah,
with. You know what works for you. It's
yeah,
hard to find that for some people sometimes. Hard to find what's
right,
really going to work for you. But once you can find that, it's easier to run with than some may realize.
right. All right. So with that said, all right, and just two more questions, and or three more questions. That'll be real fast. With that said, do you think the women are joining the men's fragrances? I mean, of course, reviewing the men's fragrances. Do they have an advantage, hands down, towards the male reviewer because they're female, and especially if they use their sexiness or whatever you want to call it? And what do you think about that? Women come into the women and their advantage. Is that a good thing for fragcom or a bad thing for fragcom? And I'll tell you my opinion after.
Good and bad. So
Okay.
bad in a sense of it puts out a one-sided opinion a bit more. I call them shallow videos, our top 10 lists and stuff about
Mhm.
sexy this and panty drop of that. I call them
Right.
shallow videos. You have to do the shallow videos to compete. It's just what it is. You have to mix in some of those. It's not
Right.
just this video. It's a shallow topic. It's compliments. It's sexy. It's
Mhm.
dates. It's a shallow topic.
Right.
But reality is that's what the average viewer is typing in the search bar. That's what they're looking.
Right.
The
Yeah.
the average guy that's going to watch a fragrance video is interested in what women think about certain fragrances. Please tell me what to buy.
Yeah.
That's reality. So if you are an attractive lady with a great personality that knows her shit, you're probably going to be successful in this space.
Right.
Now,
Exactly.
it's going to be every single lady that fits that mold. No, some more than others. But that's just, it's reality. Guys are guys at the end of the day. Guys
Yeah.
like to look at and watch what they like to look at and watch. And
Right.
if you're somebody who, let's use Michelle for an example. She's
Mhm.
attractive. She's got a badass personality and she knows her shit.
Mhm.
I don't know who should be surprised that she's successful. I
Right.
never once for a second didn't think she would be. I knew her from Instagram before she started her channel. So when she did that, I said, uh-oh, here comes somebody that's going to blow up quick. And sure enough, she has, and she deserves it. She earned it. And she's
Right.
focused more on her content. She's actually not just doing once a week now. So shout
Yeah.
outs to you, Michelle, if you see this. Kudos,
Yeah.
Putting out more content's only going to benefit her because people love her content. So
Right.
that's the ones that I think will rise above the most far and wide is if, yes, attractiveness will always play a part in that with guys watching ladies, but
Right.
you're cool, you have a cool personality, and you know your shit.
Right. Right.
You can be the hottest chick in the world. If you don't know your shit and you don't have an attractive personality, it's not going to work.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's not. It's people are gonna see right through that. Yeah.
It's not
I seen.
a realistic view. It's a
It's
reality.
not. Yeah, realistic. Yeah, because people in the West, they tend to, if you say anything with women in it, it's a lazy way to call out somebody, misogyny
Yeah, but
or
it's
something.
really not.
It's realistic. It's realistic.
Justin Copeland on his channel did a live stream about this very topic not that long ago, and we had some of
Right.
our lady friends that are content creators in there. Andrea, Tara from Olfactophiles,
Hmm.
girls that they're personal friends of ours that we know personally that we're rooting for. It's not a
Right.
negative view. This is what reality is for people outside of our group. Our group being the fragrance community.
Right.
When I
Right.
say our group is growing, but our group is still small compared to everything else.
Right. Right.
Bulk of these views for the channels that get the higher views are coming from people outside of our group
Yeah.
that are dabbling in it.
Yeah, so I talked to a few fragrance women fragrance reviewers. One of them,
Very well said, man.
she yeah, of course, she has actually, she's in the South American market, right? And she actually realized, and I'm gonna bring her on too. She said yes, and actually there's two of them She one girl did a video on realizing. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are women, of course, that are doing this for the right reasons, but then there are women that are saying that they're just trying to make a quick buck, by showing off this, showing off that. And this woman, I forgot her name. She left. She started. She was beautiful. She was young. She was this and this and that and blah blah blah. Damn it, she did. She was like simping or something on Fracom. Sims. Let me show it to you if you don't mind for 1 second. All right, because I don't want to keep saying this topic. I want people to see a girl saying this so they won't quote unquote misogyny. No, that's the hatred of
No, look,
women. Yeah.
people aren't paying attention if they misconstrue anything that I just said as misogynistic, because it 100% was not presented that way nor implied.
Right. Let me see. And bear with me, Ross. I'm sorry, buddy.
No worries, man. No worries.
This is and she actually, I think somebody reacted to this video. Let me find it myself, and then I can pull it up. Pin and let me see, because it's a video. Sometimes it's hard to, because I think YouTube suppressed it because it has simp in it, the word simp, because they suppress these kind of words sometimes.
Yeah, they don't like the word sexy either.
Oh, they don't?
Yeah, when I have it in a tag for a date night video or something like that, it's potentially controversial keyword, I think is what they label it as. And they'll flag it like, hey, just letting you know.
Yeah.
They don't stop me from using it, but anytime you see it in titles and tags, YouTube's like giving you a heads up, like, hey, this could be controversial.
Are we going to what is that movie, Demolition Man? When you say something, they give you a ticket. I think that's what the world is coming to.
I said that to my wife the other day. I don't know about shells or nothing, but yeah, every time you curse, a ticket prints out.
Yeah, it's like, and then he sits there and
to where we're not going to drive and they're going to control everything. It's going to be a cross between Terminator and Demolition Man.
I believe so. I think there was a what is it called? The
Skynet's name is Google.
Google, right? I think who was talking. Some of these movies get shit right, man. I'm telling you. Yes, okay, got it. Here you go. Let me find it. Hopefully, I don't got no porn on. I'm playing. Let me see. What is this? Oh, this is my studio. Let me go back. What the hell that? Let me see. Let me open it from this thing. Hold on. This okay. I got it. Her name. Here we go. It's Prazira. I don't know. She's from Bangladesh. I think Bangladesh or something. And she started a fragrance channel. I mean, reviewing men's fragrance. And she said she was like, "Yo, I'm having a hard time."
Wait, I think I know what you're talking about. Is she like really big on TikTok?
Yeah, no. I thought. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, here you go. Let me see. Fast forward this thing. No, this is.
I wouldn't call it podcast to be honest.
Hold on, I just had it in my history right here. Let me just refresh this page.
No worries.
Yeah, I just basically just want to. Where is it? What is this? Okay, so let me just look at it like this. Vera. What's her name? Oh, yeah, okay. Is this her right here? Okay. Yeah, right here. So yeah, this one here. The fragrance community right here is with Simps is so.
Remember that video? Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just watch her. I'll just fast forward to. I'm gonna like to watch.
To be honest, because it might not be 1 hour long. I'm not that confident about myself just yet, but it will be long videos. And the topics that I talk about may involve a lot of like unpopular opinions because overall I'm a very sort of unpopular, opinionated human being. My opinions are purely based on logic
Me too.
not what everybody else thinks
I have the
is
burden of
but
logic as well.
what
Yep.
seems logically correct. So, a lot of those topics, a lot of discussion on popular trends that are taking place. And I also want to talk about some experiences that I've had growing up. And I want to share my advice with you because I think that's the point of making these videos. Because I just hope making these videos kind of helps some people, maybe, I'm not sure. But what we're talking about today is kind of like, oh my goodness, I already know I'm gonna get so much hate for making this video. I am gonna get, like, you guys, if you don't believe me, just check the like and dislike ratio of this video right now, or maybe in a day or two. You're gonna understand. Yeah. Because there are a lot of sensitive people in the fragrance community. So today, obviously, as you can see by the title of this video, we're talking about the simp problem that has been unaddressed, my friends. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody has mentioned it. Nobody admits it, but it is happening, and it is what makes the fragrance community so successful. Anyway, let's start off with like an example because basically I want you to experience what I experienced. So imagine you're starting a YouTube channel, you pick a niche, let's say gaming, let's say beauty, let's say lifestyle, or maybe you want to vlog like Casey Neistat, maybe, or maybe you want to be Joe Rogan and you want to start like a 3 hour long podcast, just like a savage. So you basically start making videos, and you, after some time of making videos, you see no success in your videos. Like nobody's watching your content. You don't get a lot of views. Obviously, that's normal. That's obviously normal. It happens with every single person in every single niche. But what you naturally start doing is you start watching all these YouTube channel because you really need some advice on how you get successful on this platform. And so you start looking up all these videos, and the main advice that all these videos people, like the YouTube, what do you call, like YouTube growth creators, I don't know what to call them, but there are a lot of these advice channels that exist that I have watched a lot of when I was starting off. Obviously, it's been what, only 8 months, I guess, I'm not even sure, but I watch a lot of those channels. And so you watch these channels, and the main advice that all these channels will give you is to actually learn from the people who are already
Carlos, tell me when to stop if you want to say something, okay?
No, we're good.
Okay.
succeeding in the game that you're in. So maybe if you're a gaming channel, you would go and look at PewDiePie or someone else. And so because my niche is fragrance, I would go into the fragrance community to look for inspiration. Maybe there's some really good sort of way of editing your videos that is kind of boosting engagement in your videos. So you basically want to look at those people who are successful and kind of incorporate the things that they are doing right in your own videos so that you can grow as a creator. This is what everybody does in every niche, not just on YouTube. Like if you're an artist, you would first look at people like what, Vincent Van Gogh. So I took my notebook and I went to study all these successful channels in the fragrance community, and I was like ready to like understand what I am missing here, what I should do better to gain more followers or to succeed in a community like this or something. And I realized that's that's the moment of realization, my friends. I realized that this whole community is basically made, like, more or less, let's say like 80% of the community is simps. Guys, I have said it. I don't care what you think. This is the truth, okay? And don't worry right now. Like before you attack
Pause
me,
it.
I'm gonna prove it to
Yep.
you right here, right now.
Bring you and I full screen.
Yeah. Hold up. All right.
Just click
Let's see.
remove.
Yeah, let me come right here. Let me remove it. You want me to remove it? I'll go back to
No,
it.
that's fine. We don't
Okay.
even need to go back to it because this is
Okay.
exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
This
I,
is her
because
take
I just
on exactly what I just talked about that I call shallow videos.
right,
It's playing the game. Some people aren't willing to play that game.
right,
This is where, because I put so much content out, I'm able to play the game and put out stuff I love to put out.
right.
Because I put out, 30 plus videos a month, I have time to do 10 or 12 shallow videos that the average viewer wants to see, they're searching for, and
Yeah.
still mix in some first impressions, some shoe videos, some
Yeah.
individual reviews, some reaction videos to Justin's skits, like the stuff I really, really have fun doing. Now, don't get me wrong, some of these list videos, I make it relate to me to where it's enjoyable for me. I don't want anybody to think I'm doing a video just to do it. I will never do a video just to do it. I'm going to enjoy doing the video, or I'm not going to do the video.
Right.
But that's the thing. Not everybody puts out the amount of content I put out. So in her instance, she puts out a few videos a month. She's not really interested in doing that. That you have to play the game at all times if you're going to put out a small amount of content to be successful. So I completely understand where she's coming from with this. It relates right back to what I was saying.
My whole thing, why I played the video, is just so I can shut up the other people. Since we talk about this, I want them to hear it from a woman, so that way it's not like, oh yeah, just because I'm a guy, I'm saying yeah, and it is. And I'll tell you one thing too. That's the reason why I have a woman that's going to start coming here 3 times a week, shooting a video with me, because that's my strategy. One of my strategies. I mean, there's nothing illegal about it. I'm just doing. There's, because you got to move with the times. That's what I say.
Let's be real here. It's just like I said earlier. At the end of the day, the average guy likes looking at a pretty lady.
Exactly.
And when it comes to fragrances, they want to know what pretty ladies think about the fragrances. That's that's men and women. That's what it is. It's
Ross. I drop a video.
Nothing wrong with it. It's natural instinct.
So I drop a video. I did this today for just on purpose for this video, and we'll get off this topic. That one more topic that I'm going to ask you, and then we can call it a night. But so I did this test, and I don't know if yours. So every time I drop a video, I mean, the story cover on Facebook, you can see how many people see your video, clicked on your story, right? You can see all their bubbles or their profiles. So I always send a day my picture, my ugly face like this. I'm like, yeah, send a day, bullshit, whatever, right? So I do 2 videos with a girl, right? I'm in one of them, and this and this and that. And so when I do that one, hold on, correction. So when I do that one video, send a day by myself, I only get like probably 40 views, whatever. I do one with a hot girl with a nice song and everything, 400 clicks in 3 hours compared to 40 clicks in 24 hours. So it just goes to show you I'm not crazy, But
I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, when I'm scrolling through Instagram or TikTok and I come across an attractive lady, do you think I go, oh shit, hurry up, get away? Yeah. No, I'll check her out. It's in my DNA.
It's in the DNA.
A natural male instinct. And
my point is my whole point is I truly believe now, since women are, and it's good for us because they're going to build traffic. But if you want to,
it's good for everybody. You need to have everybody for everybody in this space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's relatable to somebody.
Yes.
And that's one of the beauties of going back to one of our topics from earlier, is why I think it's so good for so many people coming in wanting to share their passion about fragrances on video, in a post, whatever, because that offers more relatability options for people that don't want to make content but want to hear about it, want to talk about it. Right. Because just because they don't have a fragrance channel doesn't mean they don't know their shit. They just want to talk with like-minded individuals. That's the average viewer that's watches YouTube fragrance content religiously, is they know just as much as us. Some know more. They just want to have the conversation,
right?
Because it's a like-minded individual that they like. Yeah. That's why they come back.
Yeah, they even just to touch on this last subject, even Fresh and Fit, they have a 2 shows, one during 1 o'clock in the afternoon and one at night, and the nighttime is all the single gorgeous Miami women. They ask them all these questions, the difference between men and women, blah blah blah, this and that. But then they get the most views at nighttime, and then when they have something for men like crypto Wednesdays, short-term stocks Mondays or something like that, nobody tunes in. You know what I mean? So it just
that's a much more niche topic.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
that's day traders are going to be interested in that. You know,
Uh-huh.
the average guy that's at work on his computer, you know, hurrying up and he heard a tip on a stock. He's hurried up trying to buy some shares. That's who's
Right.
going to watch that, you know?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. I mean, again, I'm just going to I have this. I brought women on my channel, and I'm not gonna lie. I want to be successful too. And if it costs me to move with the times before the times move me, and it's just a a phase to see, because I did my numbers every video that I had. You get success, but I'm gonna keep it in moderation, like you said. You're gonna have 3 days, here or whatever with the girls, or a little, risque.
Diversify your content. That's the best thing you
Yeah.
can do. As long as it relates to one another in some form
Mm.
or fashion, there's no reason you can't
Right.
expand your content style
Right.
and
Right.
topics.
Yeah. So we'll see where that goes. She'll be here next week. You guys are gonna see her. She was supposed to come this week, and again, I brought her just to while we're on live. She worked at Macy's quite a while, so she knows her stuff. She knows her fragrances. She did a year in fragrances, men's fragrances, so she knows.
So she was around it quite often.
Yeah, so that's beautiful right there.
Yeah.
She worked, but mostly her thing is like makeup.
Well, you
and stuff
can't
like
do that job and not really like fragrances.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, right. And she has stories about what sold me on her too, because she's one of the girl, Morgan, the one that was on my channel last time. It's her friend, and I got to know her from her. She's a makeup artist and stuff like that. So I'm like, this is perfect, man. She knows her brand, she knows her shit, and she has so many compliment stories. That's what sold me on her, about fragrances and guys smelling good, and how, remember that Laura girl with Jerry Fragrance has that story when that guy was like a 2, and then she smelled him, he turned him to an 8.
That's
she
a pretty big jump.
Yeah, I know, and it must be a
big
pretty good. I want to know what that fragrance is.
Yeah, I don't know what fragrance can jump somebody 6 points, but
6 points. And anyway, touching off that, you're gonna see her next week, and I remember with that whole story too. I remember one time, my most complimented. I was gonna ask you this question, but you don't have to, because we're gonna go into the last one right here. The most I remember, Club De Nuit is the most cheapest fragrance. I mean, very affordable. A lot of people, so when they hear cheap and blah blah blah, we talked about that a while back. Just say affordable or whatever. It's still
cheap stands to be interpreted different ways by different people.
Right. Especially if a newcomer or something like that.
People will think quality immediately if they're not looking at it the way you do. You know what I mean? Where we look at it as price. Right.
And so till this day, that fragrance, I don't listen to Armaf. I don't work with Armaf. I never talk to Armaf. I never, but that fragrance, I remember two times. Okay. One time I went to visit my aunt in the hospital. She had to stay over. It was nothing serious. I went to visit her, and I was wearing Club De Nuit Intense Man. It was around April, May, whatever. It was kind of like coldest, hottest, whatever. It was perfect for that cologne. So I walk up, I go into her room, and 5 minutes, he's like tired. I was like, all right, well, I just came here to visit you, drop off some flowers, whatever. Go walk back. I literally find 5 nurses looking around, but then who the hell smells like this? They were like, is this doctor this, doctor this? 5 nurses. I didn't go up to them
trying to figure it out.
Yeah, like a gorgeous. Gorgeous, it's like, dude, and like I'm hearing them like talking about, God, dude, that smells like, some things that we might get flagged or something, talking to girl talk and stuff like that. I'm like, damn. And then from ever since that, and then I had one time I walk into this club, and I'm reeking Club De Nuit Intense Man, and this girl just comes up and starts licking my neck, bro. And she was like, damn. God. Yes, my friends were like in awe, yo. They're like, yo. She's like, dude, and she was gorgeous, dude. I'm like, dude, Club De Nuit, thank you. So anyway, but let's just, all right. So, man, one final question. I wanted to leave this from the thing, and this is again, we talked about this before we jump, like during last week or whatever. So I want to kill this whole rumor or whatever that's going on about you, because I like you, man. We've been.
I like you too, man.
Yeah, we've been. We started basically the same time you. Shout out to Keith. Shout out to Keith. Yeah, Keith. He started with us, and
Y'all
who
started
else?
before me.
Yeah, he started before, yeah, after a while, but it all seems because it's so quick. It feels like it was around that same era, whatever, this and this, that. And we always, well, me and Keith, I was talking, I was like, damn, like, and I asked you before, how did you jump all those, like, how did you get so successful? People would say you bought views or subscribers or something like that. And I never, for me, I know you can. I know you can. I looked into it, but I never did, because it was too much work. You can lose your channel or whatever. But that's just me. But I asked you before, and I just took your advice. It did help, by the, how's it called, hashtagging and stuff like that.
The tags matter.
Tags matter, right? Yeah, I got a lot, especially for the cheap men's fragrances. That every video that I did that throughout the years, I would get a few thousand, more than average. Okay, so what is your success? What's behind that rumor? Because I can't say you did or you didn't. I want you, because you're on my platform, and just whatever you want to say, man. It's all open ears, because there were some people that wanted me to say it too. So what do you
that's
say to
totally
that?
fine. It's for some reason never goes away. Because I mean, a lot of time has passed since that one chunk of 5,000 subscribers in 1 month back in May of 2020. It was a perfect storm kind of thing, where I had just discovered about search engine optimization and optimizing your videos, from descriptions to titles to tags. I just changed my thumbnail style, and then all of a sudden the world got locked in their homes. So it was a perfect storm. But since then, the biggest accusation, because even before that, when I was at 2,000 and 3,000 subscribers, just a few months in, I was getting accused of it. So it's been since I started a channel. It's been going on. It just ramped up at that point. So the default answer for me, I said this on Joey's stream the other day, and I'm not saying this to you. I'm saying this as a general statement. At this stage, with all the information that's out there, all the analytics just on Social Blade that you can see, at this point, if you still think that about me, A, I think you're a fool, and B, you just don't like me, and you want to believe that. That's the reality, is you just want to believe it. You're like, you know what? It's not going that way for me. It's got to be fake. Look, I put a lot of time and effort. Do I edit like some tech channel? No, you don't need to in this space.
Right.
What it comes down to is, are you charismatic? Are you a magnetic person? Are people drawn to you at all?
Right.
If you can tell yourself no, that might be an issue for you. Throughout my life, I'm a no gray area guy. Some people love me, some people hate me, as you can see based on the social media space related to fragrances. It's the same thing. Some people love me, some people hate me for one reason or another. And there's no physical proof for me to show anyone that I have not. At the same time, there's no physical proof for anyone to say, here, yes, he did. Because unless you have a credit card receipt or an email transaction, proof doesn't exist, because proof doesn't exist. You know what I mean? It's Dan, his comments still pinned. In the 5 most hated fragrance reviewers video that he did the other day, when he got on the topic of me, I'd have gave him a hug if I was in front of him, because he hit the nail on the head. That it's to the point to where people just don't want to accept the truth that I work hard and I have earned everything I have gotten. And like I said before, if you don't believe it, you don't have to. Right. I'm not going to lose sleep over any 1, 2, 10, 20, 30 people wanting to feel the way they want to feel. I'm not here to tell people how to feel. I continue to show who I am day in and day out. You get me on camera. Do I curse less in a recorded video than I do on a live stream or in a face-to-face setting? Sure. It needs to be a little bit more professional, but that's pretty much the only thing you don't get day in and day out. Is I do curse a lot in my daily life. That's literally the only difference. Right. I am who I am. I'm not here to impress anyone. I'm not here to make everybody that watches one of my videos a believer. You can choose to watch. You can choose not to watch. I'm just happy doing what I'm doing. I've always loved putting out. Since the very first video, I was hooked on making this content. I love doing this stuff. I genuinely love doing this stuff.
Yeah, I think that yeah, I feel you, bro. For me, I don't even look at you can just look at how YouTube, how it's censored. People should have a problem more with that than your peer or your person and this and this and that. I mean, like you said, it's dude, the at least the stuff that you told me to do did help me. Uh
Well, look, I
from
noticed you haven't been doing the tags. That would help. Because
yeah,
look, it's
that's what I'm
not
saying. I got
it's
lazy.
not a for one, because YouTube changed their algorithm last year. So in
Right.
2020, tags were more important than titles. Now
Right.
titles, descriptive words in your description are more important than tags. They
Okay.
still matter. They're just not
Right.
as important. Whereas you could have no tags as long as your title and your descriptive words in the description are where they need to be for the topic to make it more searchable, and you have an
Right.
attractive thumbnail, because that's the ultimate thing that more people can't look in the mirror for. At the end of the day, if what somebody scrolling sees in a thumbnail doesn't make them want to click it, nothing matters.
Right.
Nothing matters if they don't want to click the thumbnail they see.
Yeah.
That's so much more important than people give it weight, honestly. Sorry to interrupt you. I wanted to add.
No, 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 no. This is your live stream, brother. Your live stream, man. Yeah. I just, basically because I just we talked about it. I just wanted to say so that way, for me, from what I saw, and this is not me choosing sides. I never seen anything like just because of the what is it called? I just asked you before. I'm like, damn man, how did you do it? And I literally what you told me to do, and I got lazy. That's why it's once you after you edit a video and this and this that, sometimes
It's
you'll
time
forget. You don't
consuming.
feel exactly
It's
right.
time consuming. Look, a 10-minute video,
Yes,
even without any fancy edits, you're going to spend a few hours. You got to
that's
shoot it. You got to do your little bit of editing. You got to do your rendering for it to save. Then you got to upload. Then if you give a shit to be successful, you're focused on your stuff for the how the title is going to be, the tags, your end
thumbnail.
screens, your iCards that are going to pop up, all these different things. Plus you're making a thumbnail. So it takes a few hours.
The easiest part is making the video. The back editing and all
Everything
that
else
shit.
takes the time. It
That's the
takes 10
time.
minutes to shoot the video.
Well, I
You
seen
know?
so many people during the pandemic. I'll tell you this, and it's easy to blame other people or whatever because it's so hard, and especially if somebody is making it, regardless of what people say or what the truth is, whatever this and that. Regardless, if you ever went to Best Buy during the pandemic or after the pandemic, you see all these equipments like these mics and everything are gone. A lot of people thought they can do this shit, man. Once they got and tried to dabble in it and whatever, they seen the editing part. A lot of people gave up, man. A lot of people gave up. I know at least 3 people that tried to start their content, but they always think that they're gonna be like overnight success stories. Number one, which that's the wrong place. If you don't have a true passion, you think you're just gonna go in this thing. The only thing that's why we're still here because of the passion. Honest to God,
Yeah,
bro.
I get it. I totally
Right?
get it, dude.
The truth that the passion is what's making us go, regardless if we just had like throughout 5 years, like we just grew 500 subs. It's the passion. It's fun. It's that anticipation of smelling that fragrance
I
and
love my favorite thing to do is to do an unboxing first impressions, because I try to
yeah,
be as blind as possible. As long as it's not something that I've just like eagerly been wanting to get, I try my best to not look at any note breakdowns. I don't want to hear nobody's
yes,
opinion on it. I don't want to hear
don't
shit.
tell me.
I want to be surprised. So whatever I record is completely as genuine as it gets, because that's
Yeah.
fun for me. And I know those that watch me on a regular basis, they enjoy that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
You
I
know?
have
But that's the most fun videos for me,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I
I
have no
believe.
idea what the hell Kevin sent me. That's going to be a fun video for me.
Yeah, Kevin.
You know?
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
asked me, he's like, yeah, I got the new labels. I'd like to send you some stuff. And I was like, well, look, I got clones coming out of my ears that I don't wear. I
Right.
said, surprise me with some mixes of some stuff, and that'll be fun for me. So
Right.
that's all I know, is it should be like some hybrids in there. I just have no clue what. I haven't looked at his site to see what he has. It's going to be
Yeah.
fun, you know?
I'm the same way. It's that anticipation that I have it now. I have what is it called? Mancera Black Vanilla coming. I don't want to know
I'm not
nothing
saying a
about it.
word to you. I know
Yeah,
it. I know it
that
very well.
Oh
not
yeah,
saying a
and
word.
I don't because it's just I'm just gonna it's
Because
gonna
anything I
revolve.
say is going to be in your head as soon as you get it.
Yeah,
I'm not
right, and
saying
it's and
nothing.
it does screw around with your whole smelling palette and everything if you know about it. So
Well,
just
it creates your mind playing tricks on you because
it
there's
does.
a bias going on in the back of your mind now because you heard something, so you're anticipating what you heard.
Right, right, yeah, yeah. You'll be surprised, man, because I can smell one fragrance and I know the notes, but then you give it to somebody that doesn't know the notes and they're smelling something totally different. So, like
Hmm.
you said, it's something in your head and so on and so forth. All right, buddy. Let me see. That's it. We are through, man. I hope you had a good time
I had
on
a
my.
blast, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a
If
blast, dude.
if you ever want to do this again, we'll just come up with some topics.
I'm
We'll jot
down, man.
them down. Yeah, and let's just keep doing it. Topics or whatever happens in the community. It's fun. It's just like me chilling with you right there, man.
That's all it is. Because look, as long as I can have ample time to prepare and schedule in
Yeah,
advance,
yeah,
I'm down to make it happen. Same thing with
yeah.
Dan. Dan's tried to get me on his spur of the moment ones all the time, and it's usually like 2 or 3 hours before he goes live. It's like, well, I kind of
Right.
already got something going on most of the time. Whereas Dan, if you're still watching, let's
Yeah,
set
he is.
something up in advance. I'd love to get on with you. You know,
Yeah, Dan, he's I tried to it's fun with his with 3-4 people on his screen, but
Mhm.
I found a lot of fun when it's just so one-on-one. It's like this,
This was great. I
whatever.
mean, how
Yeah.
long has it been since you and I had a lengthy conversation? It's been a
Oh,
long
yeah,
time.
it's been a long time over the
Yeah,
phone, yeah, but it's been like, yeah,
messages here and there, but it's been a long
yeah,
time since we've
nothing
had this
solid,
type of
nothing solid,
conversation.
yeah. Definitely, man. No, no, no. This is just the the beginning of the beginning from now.
Mhm.
So, and I again, just to touch on this, I think live streaming for now to the next few years are going to be in. Of course, we're gonna have risque videos, then your cheapy videos, and mix it all up. I think that's the future of continuing this motor, this whole machine of fragrance reviewing or just YouTube in general. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Well,
man.
the thing is, we're still in a good spot because not everybody's willing to do the live streams in our space.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
That's the thing.
it's not. It's
Some
gonna.
people are too afraid to walk into the fire because they're scared of what might happen. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
if you
You
got
have to.
shit to hide, you don't want to be on a live stream.
Well, look, check
You
this
know,
out. And again, too, your personality, my personality, because I remember before a long time ago, I worked for a Hilton. I was up front. I talked to customer service, and you were at a car dealer.
yeah,
So
that's
you
when I was
had to.
selling cars still.
So that's the perfect mixture for somebody to talk to people or to be
Well, that's the
yourself.
thing. It's I forgot who I was talking to the other day. One of my old bosses actually. He was asking me what I'm doing these days. I'm like, well, I do this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, are you serious? You do that's what you do? Because I was still the channel was going when I worked for him. He called me the
Right.
other day because he randomly went to Jersey Mike's. My stepson's the general manager of Jersey Mike's
Yeah. Yeah.
by the Jaguar dealership that I used to work at. And
Right.
Tom just called me, hey, met your son, yada yada. What you up to these days? And just catching up. And he's like, man, you need to teach me how to do that. I said, well, I mean, you're a successful salesman. It's not about being a salesman or selling to people. It's
Right.
you're used to having these open conversations with complete strangers and letting your
Right.
personality flow. So I want to make sure people don't misconstrue what I'm saying. It's not about being a salesman. It's
Yeah.
about being able to have a conversation with anyone and be
Thank you.
yourself.
Yeah. Thank
If
you
you
for
can
touching
do
on
that,
that.
if you can do that in what your daily life is,
Mm-hmm.
you have an opportunity to have some success in something like this.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yes. That's exactly. Yeah. I bartended too. My younger, like early 20s, and worked for Hilton.
Bartenders can definitely successful bartenders.
Yes.
Yeah, they
If
can
you're,
definitely do well doing this
you can
because
do
you talk to
this.
so many different people in so many situations. You know?
Exactly. I'm not saying I'm great at it, but I'm gonna get better at it. You know what I mean? I'm still learning. This is my uh, actual second or third stream with a one-on-one. But yeah, I'm still hitting my niche. But it's so far, I love it, man. I
This was
freaking
fun,
love
man.
it.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much
man.
for
Right?
having me on here, dude.
Yeah,
Seriously.
you should start one too, man. I'm telling you, bro. I think you started one, right?
I
Don't you
do
have
I
something
do them
called-
here and there. I do them here
Okay.
and there. Are you talking about a separate channel for it?
No. Just
Oh.
on your channel, but just
Yeah, I
dabble
do
here and there.
streams here and there. I had Chad on talking about Atkinson's fragrances specifically, and then we talked about
Okay.
other stuff after with the audience
Right.
about a week and a half ago. I do them here and there.
Shit. Okay. Well, next time I'm
Yeah.
jumping on yours then.
Yeah, by all means. So
Yeah.
I don't just drop the link. I'll send the link to you because like what happened to Dan the other day, a bunch of dumbasses start clicking.
Oh yeah.
bothering
Oh
you.
shit. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't just drop the link.
Right,
Whoever
right,
wants
right.
to come on that I know is welcome when I'm live. I'll send
right.
you the link.
Yeah. 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 No.
You
No.
know?
Send it to. Yeah, that's right. Because I did that the first time.
Yeah,
and
when you
then,
drop the link, at least potential for douchebag trolls
yeah,
to
to
click
come
and
in.
bother you. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
because it's
that's
not going to
another.
bother everybody on screen except for the host. The host will have to see all that shit.
Right. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So yeah, we'll come up with some topics, man. I'm here. I'm here for you, man. We're here for each other, and hopefully everything is well. If you ever need anything, just shoot me a text
Same, my
or
man.
whatnot. All
Same,
right,
my
buddy.
man. Anytime you want to do anything, I'm one message away, one text away, man.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, man. Then that's that, man. All right, buddy. Well, we'll see you hopefully soon. Well, I'll send you some links too. I still want to talk to you in
Yeah,
private.
we'll still
so.
chop it up.
All right.
All right,
You
my
good?
man. Appreciate
All
you
right.
having me.
I'm gonna look forward to for your Kevin Holtz video too, as well.
Yeah, that's probably going to be sometime over the next 4 to 5 days. I'll probably bust that open on screen and see what's what.
Cool. I think that's when my Black Vanilla comes, so you'll see that. So, all right, just keep a lookout, and we'll see each other's video. All right, man. You have a good night, man. All right.
You too,
Thanks a
brother.
lot,
Thank you,
Money.
Mo.
Thank you. Take care.
Later, man.
All right. What is up, everybody? All right. Let me just put everybody's. Let me see. Did I put it? Yeah, I put everybody's. You guys want to finish? No, we don't want to do that. Yeah, that was a good stream, man. You know, I always write these things down like a day before. Some questions. I just wanted to leave the more important questions in the end. You know, nothing. I'm still getting my niche. So I can do this right, you know. Of course, we got Street Sense Al coming. Then I got a surprise female guest coming to my channel next week. Hopefully, she can do it. But she was like, "Yeah, I'll definitely get back with you." And because this time I want to get a female fragrance reviewer, so that way nobody has room to say misogynist or whatever. It's realistic, you know. And that's why I played that video with that girl too. You know, that way you can hear it from the horse's mouth. And next week, we got some things planned out. Damn, man, that was like an hour and 50 minutes. That was really good, you guys. That was really, really good. Let me show you something. Let me see this one thing. Hold on. Yeah, let me finish that video, you guys. If you guys ever played, no, did I play this video before? Right. Press 1 if you in the chat if you want me to play the rest of that video of the fragrance community, the girl, or whatever. Or you know what? Let's leave it for the next time. All right. I know 11 people are watching. Yeah, I have to get some coffee. Cottonmouth, bro. You know. And I gotta get into packaging your guys' samples because I have them coming out. Hold up for a second. Look at all this. All everybody's. This is just a little bit of them. I still got like 20, 30, 40. This whole thing was Mr. Elixir. It was up to here, and it filled up about 200 of those small ones. No, 300 of those small ones, and some 510 mLs. And I still have some left. This should give me about 50 more bottles of Mr. Elixir. And hold on. You guys are gonna get signature right here. And Tobacco Havan. See how much I'm doing right here? This is all good juice, you guys, man. Heaven in the bottle. All right, you guys. I am out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed that. put everybody's really good chat. Everybody loved the chat, man. You're oh shit. He's a bartender, Steven, right? What's up, buddy? Yeah, man. I used to bartend, man. I used to bartend for about no, I used to bartend for 2 years at my father's restaurant. Then my father closed his restaurant, retired. Then I started bartending at a hotel resort for about 5 years. Then I upgraded to a manager, to front desk manager, because they needed one at the time. They couldn't find one. I was getting paid real good. This is before I became, made some millions here and there. Um, I'm talking about this is early 2000s. And then I always talk to people, so I'm like, yo, let's start this. So this is how this whole started my channel, and now I think streams are my whole thing now. So I'll be better prepared. My streams are getting better and better, so that's that. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. Love you guys. We got Al from Street Sense. I'm going to know, because he knows he been here before me, before a TLTG. Shout out uh who else? Damn, let me see. Shout out to Keith from The Fragrant Life. Go check out his channel, because he started Trey Sense. Shout out to him. Miami Cuddles. Let me see. Mr. Smelly. Ooh, who else? Yeah, Fat Boy Fragrances. Joey Cannoli. Who else? Shout out to all of these guys. All of these guys, no matter whatever is going on in the community, go support these guys. In the end of the day, it's all love, at least on my end. And I just want everybody, because everybody helps everybody in this community. We're better off together than separate. All right. That's all I got to say. My last words. And peace out. Take care. Love you guys.